understand how to fit body of 9 into your life.
And that's such a big topic. So what we're going to be talking about today is what part can body of 9 play in your life? And more importantly, how does your natural number relate to your journey?
Well, how does knowing your natural number and how to activate your body and how to how you present versus other people, how does all that affect your life's journey?
So, yes, and as you can tell, you can take it from, well, that's an interesting piece of information, to this has become one of the most profound things in my life, which is where we got to. But there's so much of life, and part of the question is, so what is your path in life? What is it you want to do? Where are you in your life? Because as it turns out, our life changes over time, our needs and desires change, what we want to do, when we're ready to do it change. And we've got some idea and some theories about who, what, when, where, why, how.
Yes.
But we also have some knowledge about how this works in each of those stages.
And also, it depends on, lots of things in your nurture and lots of things in your environment and what's important to you, what you're trying to do. We started out working with people like us. Mm-hmm. So women, mature women, 40 plus, who want to change the world, and their partners.
And who were searching for something. There was something in their lives that were missing. There was some part of themselves that they wanted to heal. And that got us to here. And now we work with almost newborns all the way through to people just before they pass. We cover the entire gamut of life. And as it turns out, there are aspects of your natural number or your child's natural number that affect, in a very positive way, your life from beginning to end.
I think, if you wanted to sort of understand body of 9, we could, in terms of where we see the biggest impact, is in 3 areas. One is if you have family. Mm-hmm. In your family, understanding your natural number, your children, your parents, your brothers and sisters, is incredibly eye-opening and insightful, and improves all of those relationships.
And the other side of that is, in the family, it actually makes a huge difference to you as a child when you're growing up.
Absolutely.
Because your parents grew, if you're lucky, raised you the best they could, but they didn't know your natural number and they didn't understand that you're not like them.
So family. The second place is, as we mature, somewhere after our late 30s, early 40s and onward, we more often connect into a sense that we have a greater purpose. We reconnect to that. We have that when we're young, and so we somehow lose it through those procreative years from 28 to 40. And then we come back out and say, there's more to me and my life, and I know that. And so this is for people who come to that point and say, there really is more, and I want to recover who I was. I want to get back, and I want to take that gem of me and burgeon that gem into my life. So if you're ready for that new phase in your life where you align your purpose with your life energy so that you can move forward, that is a very powerful place. And then the third area where this is really, really useful is for practitioners who are helping other people. So how can you accelerate that process? As a coach, as a therapist, as a holistic practitioner.
Or even a medical doctor.
Or yes, anywhere you're trying to understand and figure out what's going on for another person and help them forward. Understanding their natural number is a critical aspect to that.
Yeah. Or to simplify it, there's 2 ways that this helps. There's the helps you, and there's the helps others. If you want to change the world, then this is a great place to start, because the more people that understand that they have a natural number, what their natural number is, the better relationships are becoming, and the more that the world will change. We really believe, although it may sound a big, heavy goal, if you will, that if we could get the world to understand their natural number, that the conflicts would die down and the problems in the world would become much, much less. And we can make that statement, I think, quite honestly.
Well, it certainly has happened in our lives,
yes,
and in the lives of the people who participate with us in exploring this amazing discovery.
So if you want to know more about yourself, Body of 9 is a great place to start. If you want to help other people, Body of 9 is a great place to start.
Yes, and oftentimes you have to start with knowing yourself. Mm-hmm. So first step is get identified. So the journey. How does it fit in? First, you have to understand yourself, your natural number, how your body's equipped, how to use it to recover, to be more present. All the things that so many modalities are out there trying to teach us how to do is naturally built into you.
Yes, the ability to honor yourself and validate who you are just by knowing that your body does a lot of great work on your behalf.
Yes. So that's the first part of the journey, is who am I and how do I show up in the way that I want to show up.
But this is the first part of your journey, but one of the fun things is that you can actually preload, pre-help your children, because when they're not yet at the place where they're consciously interested in improving things, they're just trying to figure out who they are, honoring them and validating them for who they are, not making them wrong for doing things that their teacher says they shouldn't do, or their friends don't do, or that even you say they shouldn't do. Since they're not like you can save, jokingly, thousands of dollars in psychotherapist fees if your child is nurtured the way their nature is.
Yes. So what happens is if you support them and you honor them and you nurture that, the nurture doesn't take them as far away from their nature as it can.
Yes.
Whereas if they experience trauma, they experience invalidation, they get further and further away from their nature and their natural power and ease of recovery, and their self-confidence and their personal magic gets diminished.
Yes. So at some point, when your child gets to the point of who am I, when they try and figure out their own personal life, they don't have to understand as much about, okay, there's all these layers of nurture that are keeping me away from my nature. They're actually guiding me towards my nature, which is an amazing gift to give to anybody.
Yes. So in family, it allows us all to be more accepting and loving and appreciative of each other. It also allows us to support the people that we care about and honor and validate who they are. Yes. So very valuable in relationship.
Very valuable in families at Thanksgiving and holiday gatherings where you and your kids are different. We know that. But also your children may or may not have the similar natural numbers as your parents, so grandparent to grandchild, and uncles and aunts. So within a large family, the numbers are going to be repeating. And it's good to know that too. And it's always good to know, well, this is why Brother X is doing something. If I did it, it would mean something completely different. So
yes, so not getting putting your lens on other people that you care about. The other thing is we had one really large family that we identified, and the woman who initiated this realized she was the only natural number 5 in the whole family, which is somewhat rare.
Yeah, and we work with about 10, 12 people.
But she had never been supported by anybody. Usually in a big family, somebody's got the same natural number. And so you've got somebody that's an ally in the family that understands you, that gets you, that can support you. But this woman, just learning that she was the only one, it was very freeing for her to realize that she had felt like nobody in the family understood her, and she was absolutely right.
Nobody understood her. Yeah, so by being her ability to do what she did, her sense of humor, none of those things, a sense of timing, nothing fit. So when it came to the point that she was ready to start looking at where is she in life, how to grow herself, she came to us, and we were lucky enough to be able to help her, and so things are going great. It's just, at some point, many of us start thinking, okay, what's next? We've raised our kids, we've done the work. Am I going to spend the rest of my life working and then drop dead? Or there are many people, by no means all, that get to the point where they say there must be more. I know subconsciously, intuitively, there's more. Body of 9 is a great way to get towards finding that more. It's a really great first step because there's a non-bodily aspect to our lives. My role as natural number 5 is helping us understand that each of us has a spiritual component. Whether we're body-based or non-body-based, there is a spirituality that comes with our bodies.
And by spirituality, it's kind of an unembodied energy connection that supports and cares for us.
Yes.
So that can be God for you, or it can be your spirit guides.
It can be angels. It can
whatever it is for you.
It can be nature.
It can be nature. It can be the wisdom within your body. I mean, it's so many things depending on how your body is equipped and the words that come with it. Yes. So one of the beautiful things about knowing your natural number in this process is you get to have a context for what your spiritual nature really is. Where does it come from and how do you connect to it? Because it's quite different depending on whether you're even or odd number and what your specific natural number is.
And whatever you resonate with in terms of that's out there, that is not just the physical aspect of how we process data, because our bodies are our source of interaction with the world. How we process it is very much dependent on your natural number.
one of the wonderful things about being on this journey is that it turns on your, what I like to call your cosmic observer, that bigger part of you. It allows it to say, hey, from this 5,000 foot view, Susan, you need to wake up. You need to go in this direction. So you get information from that observer, and it enables you to stop suffering from your own self-imposed suffering. We all suffer, and there's plenty of pain and suffering out in the world that we don't inflict on ourselves. But there's also this pile of our voices in our heads where that's all the self-inflicted suffering. And you actually have a choice about whether or not you want to listen to those voices in your head.
But sometimes your head is going to do all the talking. And part of it being activated, getting your natural number identified, is your body starts to answer some of those questions. It starts to quieten the voices in your head. And if you get, and when you learn to activate all 9, those voices become so quiet, and they actually get to this place of, well, actually I want to help. The ego starts to being a compatriot, someone that will travel, something that will travel the path with you, rather than something that's there just to keep you safe. So
right.
The ability to activate all 9 in your body, we really believe is a small evolutionary step for humanity.
Yeah, and there's a lot of modalities out there that are really amazing at helping. Typically, they come from one of the 9. Therefore, they work in the way that one of the 9's body works. Mm-hmm. So a lot of meditations. Meditation can either be 5, it could be 7, or it's 4 going inside. So depending on what the original teacher or the diviner of that meditation created, or they drew from what they learned from other natural numbers. So these systems actually work for particular aspects of your body. So as you learn to develop your body and your awareness, you can bring other systems in that will help you even grow more in those directions.
So, prime example, if you find something, somebody says, this is a great idea, and you read the book, and you're like, well, doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But if you know the natural number of the practitioner that actually wrote the book, you can activate that part of your body. And then all of a sudden, your body's going to make much more sense of it. And I'm going to make a very controversial statement, and that is that reading a book doesn't teach you anything physical. You can read as many books as you like on playing tennis, but until you go out on that court and start hitting a ball a few times, preferably with a coach, you're not going to be able to play tennis. Books are a place...
Books, videos, any undynamic source of information where your body is not involved. The body has to be involved in order to create that sustainable learning.
The videos help a little because you can see what you need to do, and you can do the micro movements, and your body...
You can mirror, and you can start to do something with your body. Yes.
That's one of the ways we teach natural, activating all 9, the physical up front, and then the repetitive stuff over video. But your body takes a while. The energies and the mental stuff, that's pretty quick. But your body... It's responding in body time, and you need to train your body by doing physical things.
Yes. Turns out each of the natural numbers has a particular set of muscles, bones, and fascia that's involved. And you don't normally use those muscles, bones, and fascia in the other 8 centers the way you use your own.
Yes.
So, for example, in 6s, you see this expanded rib cage and this lift here because 6s are using the intercostal muscles and the muscles around the rib cage to create a drum-like structure. And they're doing that their whole lives long, which creates this change in the body structure.
So if you're not a 6 and you're going to try and do 6, like, well, I can do 6, but and I've forgotten to breathe because I'm doing... So learning how to do the physicality, it's a physical workout.
Yes.
And that's a great thing too. The body becomes
more balanced.
Much more balanced, much more flexible, and much more aware of what's going on.
Right, because when you activate any of the natural numbers in your body, it actually opens up a whole new way of perceiving. So this is mind-blowing. And it's super fun. Yes. For example, when I learned to do 7, I had such an amazing trip out into the unknown. It was just so incredible. And so anytime I know I need to expand my world beyond where it is now, I know I can activate my 7 and go out there and find the information that I'm missing. Or I go find a 7 to help me do that.
And same, if I activate number 2, my awareness goes from the world to just you.
Just you.
And so it's a wonderful experience. And it's actually wonderful to be with just you.
Yeah.
But I eventually miss that other awareness. So learning to have all those in your body is an amazing way of moving forward. And from here, we really feel that we can pretty much do anything if we want to because we have all 9 in our bodies.
Yeah.
It's very calming.
Right.
It's not too much. But you'll also notice that the energy level in the room went up. When I started doing 6 as well, there are 2 6s here. Wow. Everything's going faster. We're talking faster. But that's not who I am most of the time.
Well, it is who I am most of the time, yes. But that is part of my job. So for me, it was so validating to find out that, it's okay to be fast and loud and powerful and energetic, and because it's actually my job to energize the world.
Right. And it's
a big job.
If your journey is just to have a better time at work, knowing your natural number, and especially if everyone at work knows their natural number, life gets so much more fun. You can enjoy what you're doing, know what people expect of you, even more so than what they tell you.
Right, in the workplace, this is very, very valuable for understanding your boss. We just did a show on that last week.
Yeah, well, 2 weeks ago now, but yes.
No. Oh, yeah, that would be 2 weeks ago.
Time flies when you're having fun.
That's right. And so at work, it helps you understand why a person's doing something, how they're good at, what they're going to be good at, who to go to for
how
help.
they're naturally going to be good at.
Yeah, naturally, yes. Who do you go to for help when you've got a particular kind of problem? How do you talk to your boss? How do you talk to your colleagues? How do you talk to your staff? It is probably one of the most valuable tools that you could introduce into the workplace.
So basically anything to do with relationships, whether it's relationships in family, relationships at work, or relationship with self.
Yes. And it always starts with you.
Yeah,
because that's really the only thing you can ever really change is you and your response to other people. And this is the most powerful tool I've run into for learning how to modify myself, my behavior, my awareness, my perception.
Because it's physical.
Yep. Body-based. But it's also spiritual and energetic.
Yes, it's all those 3 things.
It is. So we hope that if you haven't found out your natural number, you will do it soon because as soon as this gets out in the world, we're going to be really busy.
Yes,
and
we're getting busier and busier all the time.
We are, and we would really like you to take advantage of this time that we have now. The other piece is if you would like to learn to activate all 9 in your body, please contact us. When we have 30 people that say, I want to work on activating my body, we will start a training program that day.
Yeah, it starts and it'll be basically one long weekend a month somewhere, probably Bozeman to start.
A quarter probably, yes.
A quarter.
Long weekend, a quarter,
and then
weekly Zoom calls.
Yep, so we're ready. We want to teach you.
The program's designed.
And we'll talk to you later.
Well, there's the phone. That must be the bell. Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.